am Captain Reboot. We are running through the Doom Vault with the Red Wizards of Thay, and as we speak, the party is engaged in combat with a rather vicious vampire, the vampire's spawn, and a dread wight. When we left off, Waverly, hidden behind a pillar, was about to take action. Now the vampires have been healing their regenerative powers, surging and repairing a great deal of the damage done. X, abjurer that he is, seems exhausted and gestures to tag out with Meridia, who has up to this point been securing the white gate. He will be moving in that direction to take over her duty, preventing other enemies from entering the fray as Meridia gets to join in. But first, I need to ask Waverly. Waverly, from your hidden position, what are you doing?
I'm going to shoot that vampire that is harassing Telaise.
Certainly may.
I'm gonna pop out.
And with advantage from your stealth.
Yes, I am going to use one of my magical arrows.
Sure can.
And I'm gonna finally maybe shoot him.
A 24 will shoot him! And that's a lot of sneaky damage.
Yes, it is.
That is a total of 25 points of damage if math works today. And that is magical, and that is good. Vampire looks quite displeased. Waverly, anything else for you?
Hide again.
Hide again. Dawn.
Edgar is gonna come over here and help.
Help!
So that should give him advantage on his Eldritch Blast, which will make them normal.
We'll make the first one normal. Second one will be at disadvantage. First one being normal doesn't help, but the second one makes up for it. 10 points of blasting damage done to the white.
Pew pew.
Pew pew indeed. Dawn, anything else for you?
I think he will take the attack of opportunity and Gnome into this corner.
Okay, as you begin to Gnome away, the white reaches out, trying to suck the life away from you. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Please give me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Where are you, Constitution?
You do take 3 necrotic damage, but it does not reduce your hit point maximum, which is good.
It's just like, nope.
Dawn is like, do you know who I serve?
And with that, X is going to start doing some Gnuming of his own. Rushing towards Meridia, taking the disengage action. And Mord, what are you up to?
Mord is currently grappled by the vampire spawn.
Mord is grappled by the vampire spawn.
And so he will make 2 reckless attacks against said spawn.
Certainly may.
With the +1 longsword, 2-handed.
Those are 2 hits. That is 24 points of damage, and that is enough to render the vampire spawn inert. It falls.
Alright, and then Mord will run up to the vampire. And that will be his turn.
Mord approaches quickly, and then the vampire does some things. He will strike with his fists at Telaise. Telaise, 13, I don't believe hits. A 27, however, will. 12 points of damage done to Telaise. We'll leave her. Yep.
Mord will take his sentinel attack.
Oh, certainly may.
I forget. Can we in this situation? Can you substitute a grapple for an attack?
Yes, because a grapple is an attack. This doesn't say melee attack. It just says an attack.
Oh, never mind. Nope, it says melee weapon attack.
Melee
so
weapon
he will
attack.
take a melee weapon attack anyway.
Certainly may.
Ooh, probably not.
14 will not. And as he takes his attack, that's going to bring us down to the white. The white can't see his target anymore and has to move.
Mhm.
Waverly, did you hide?
Yes, I did.
Did it roll?
Yeah, I thought it did.
Oh, there
Yeah,
it is,
I
an
rolled-
18.
I rolled an
Okay, I
18,
see it.
yeah.
I see it. It was hiding from me. Sorry about that. And ooh, thank you, whoever just made things ding. Winston, thank you for the cheer. And where am I at here? This white's gonna shoot somebody. This white's gonna shoot at Dawn because Waverly is well hidden. Dawn.
But she's right there.
Sorry.
2 longbows coming at Dawn, despite the traitorous exclamation. Number 1, number 2. Ooh,
Ow.
that second one will tag for 12.
Yep. Yep.
And then the white. Take a step back because it's seen what your little bolts do there.
Hmm.
Another thing happens. And Meridia, you may join the fray.
Can I shoot that vampire from where I am, or am I gonna hit stuff?
You're gonna hit stuff. You'll need to move up a little bit. Like probably if you got there, you could take a shot. He'd have a little bit of an advantage because of his being behind this pillar here. Because you don't quite have a clear shot, I don't think. So he'll
I
get
can only
half.
go 30 feet, right?
What's that?
I
30
can only
feet
go
movement.
30 feet, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So he'll get 3/4 cover because he's basically directly behind the pole, which would be a +5 to his armor class. Or you could shoot at the white over here. He would only get a +2.
Can I consult with Thomas because I'm a noob?
Certainly may.
Okay, so do I want to do that, or should I just go for the white?
It's up to you. So for what we talked about, the hex would still be useful on the vampire, but you don't have to target the vampire with your Eldritch Blast.
Oh, so
If
I
you
can
don't-
just hex
if you-
him and then.
And then attack the other one. You won't get the hex damage, but the hex will still
Right.
be useful in the way that we discussed.
Okay. Well, I want to do that then. I want to put the hex on the vampire on his strength.
You certainly may.
Do I still have to roll it if I'm not actually doing damage with
Nope.
it?
No.
It just lands on him. He is now at disadvantage on strength checks and saving throws, I think.
Just
Okay.
checks,
Just checks. Okay.
not saving throws.
We'll
Okay.
do radiation for that.
That would make hex so powerful.
So yes, you have now hexed the vampire. Then you turn your attention to the white and blast away.
I mean, yes, that's totally how hex works. Wow.
I mean,
Nat 1, nat 20.
Still, the nat 20. Nice.
And, yeah.
15 points of forceful damage rock the white back as it peeks around trying to get a sight at you. Meridia, any other activity?
Where's my fairy?
Where'd your fairy go?
That is a good question.
I mean, I don't want to do anything with it. I just want to know where it is.
It's by you and apparently just got forgotten.
It's invisible.
It's invisible.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, it should be invisible, but
I know. I'm just
Super
saying.
invisible.
That's totally the reason you can't see it on the screen right
okay.
now.
Or perhaps that somebody just forgot to drag it to the other page when we moved. Could be that too. We'll get that.
Couldn't be.
Certain things happen sometimes. Are you able to control that sprite?
Yeah.
Okay. Sprite awarded. Telaise is not available yet.
Damn, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
GM So.
she's here.
Okay, thank you. Moments
She
ago.
got here way back during Waverly's turn. Been
Moments ago, you took some damage from that vampire. You are down, I think, to 2-ish hit points.
I already did that.
And what would you like to do then?
I'm gonna disengage
Certainly may.
and I'm gonna go over next to Valandra instead.
Yes,
we doing
that looks
Are we
like
doing
a good
this
place to be.
Are we doing the thing, Valandra? Just?
What?
Or am I giving you the thing that we discussed?
I mean, yeah, go for it.
Alright, and Valandra's inspired.
Okay. Valandra has been inspired. That is disengage for an action. That is movement. That is a bonus action. I think that may take care of it for you. As you move away, the vampire looks rather displeased and turns his attention on our barbarian friend. Mord is going to take an attack of frustration. You were reckless, so this
Was reckless, so this is a straight attack for
this is a straight attack because of that cloak.
the cloak. Yep.
So many modifiers. Straight attack, vampire. 13
Does not hit.
Does not hit. And then we're gonna come to Valandra.
Okay, so Valandra will move up here.
Mhm.
Does invisibility mean that grappling is at advantage? Because it's an attack.
Yes, that seems reasonable.
Okay. She will attempt to grapple the vampire.
Okay. You leap upon the vampire in order to grapple him. Please give me a strength athletics. We'll need to wriggle out.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the wrong.
Oh, that's
sheet.
Mord. No,
Sorry about
yours.
that. My sheet. Okay. Advantage. Athletics. Wow. Okay.
Still a 10.
I will
Consistent.
use that inspiration. That's a D8 right now, Telaise?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ooh, 12. But he is at disadvantage.
He
Hex.
is at disadvantage for strength checks, but he
Which is
goes
athletics.
acrobatics
Oh, okay.
and decides, hey, I'm good at being nimble. Yes, he is.
That's unfortunate. Okay.
Valandra, you attempt to grapple, he simply steps out of the way. He's aware that something's invisible there, and I believe this is a greater invisibility.
It is, yeah.
So you are still invisible. Valandra, anything else?
Also, it doesn't matter, but that should have been a dex check and not a dex save.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. They was way high.
okay.
But no, I'm good there.
All right. As your turn comes to an end, once more the vampire swings. Standard attack because it did not hit the last time at Mord. 23.
23 will hit.
For 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Mord is raging?
Is not raging.
Is not raging. All 9 taken.
Yep.
And then Waverly.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Who to go for first?
Just take out the white.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good plan. I'm on advantage, yes. Pew!
Advantage 26. Sneaky sneak because you were advantaged. Makes that a 21 points of damage. So very close to enough, but not quite. The white remains standing.
Well, rude.
Indeed.
Just hide again.
You do. Dawn, what are you up to?
Being muted, apparently.
Mm.
That white is Edgar's still going to harass this guy over here. Just because it's
Mhm.
helpful. Just gonna scoot up. Continue to blaze. Or try.
23 definitely hits. 10 does not.
Back.
And with that, the white falls.
Poof.
Kerplock. And your second shot, you do, of course, aim towards the vampire instead, but that does go stray. Dawn,
then
anything
Edgar will-
else?
Edgar will head up to be annoying this way. Instead, I think he could only get here because he moved once. He's on the way to being annoying over there.
Edgar, speaking of things that are annoying, as you reach that particular point, something pounces Edgar.
Ah.
Edgar, with advantage, is decimated as a quasit
Wow.
appears.
Ew. How dare ye!
Quasit had the same idea that Edgar did, just didn't get there fast enough, but had the opportunity, so took it. And as Dawn's turn comes to an end, our vampire friend starts to read the writing on the wall and casually strolls in this direction. That casual stroll invokes no attacks of opportunity. X continues to rush, now with a dash to cover the exit, taking up the key and hot wiring the white circle. Mord.
Ooh, let's see. Well, definitely going to move up there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're gonna try and grapple.
Certainly may. Ooh,
No,
that is a...
that actually was from Mord's sheet. I just forgot to switch.
No problem. Vampire dexterity still evades.
Damn.
Mord, anything else?
I don't think he has any bonus actions except for rage, which he's not using because he only has one left.
Sounds good. The vampire looks at Mord and makes an attack. Now Mord would be...
Mord would have taken an attack of opportunity from the Quasit, actually.
Oh, you know what? Attack of opportunity from the Quasit. I appreciate the honesty. Oh no, Quasit already used its reaction. It was holding it and struck the
Gotcha.
set. So Mord got away scot-free, but now he is faced with a vampire. That vampire looks at him and strikes. Is your displacement cloak kick back in every round, or what is the timing on that one?
Every round. Yep.
Every round.
And he did not reckless, so...
So disadvantage attack from the vampire. 15?
15 will hit because he doesn't have a shield.
All right. And instead of doing damage, he will reel him in into a grapple.
No.
And then he will bite as the second attack. A standard bite. A 21 will hit.
Just a moment, actually.
Mhm.
Let me look something up.
Sure.
Because I believe Ba-ba-ba. The displacement cloak only stops working if you take damage. So since he grappled instead of doing damage, this one's still at disadvantage too. It's very specifically if you take damage, not if an attack hits.
That's a weird thing. But that works out, and the bite misses as he chomps on cloth. That's going to bring us round to our Quasit friend. Our Quasit does two things. Turns invisible as he leaps into the pit. Meridia.
Yeah.
What you up to?
I'm over here,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna blast him
Sounds good.
with the hex.
16 is going to perfectly blast our friend. And then 5 points of force and 1 point of necrotic. Rip into the vampire. Blast again if you would like.
Ooh.
26, another hit. That's 5, 6, 19, 20.
Is my little fairy friend still invisible, or did that go away when I rested?
Little fairy friend is still invisible. I think that's almost at will for it, isn't it?
Yep, it is at will.
Okay. I'm good.
You got it. As your turn comes to an end, our vampire punches at the grappled Mord in his arms. Disadvantage on the strike. No. Aggravating. That'll bring us around to Telaise. Telaise, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh,
You gotta be kidding me.
that's unfortunate.
The DC is 13. Boy, did you not.
Oh boy.
You are
I'm gonna-
compelled.
Nope, shut up.
Nope, okay. A 14 is much better. Better enough by 2. You are not compelled to jump into the pit. Telaise, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm getting the fucking hell away from here, that's for sure.
Good
God.
plan.
I'm just gonna move down here next to Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, I'm not getting that pit. You're not making me. I won't do it.
The plan was so good, but you ran away. Telaise, activity bonus action.
Hang on. Okay, she's gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
And it's a 20-foot cube. And this is where the 20 feet is going to be.
Ooh, good. Cube.
Nice.
And as you do so, that is a dexterity check from our vampire. Your DC on that one is 16, 17?
16.
16? Vampire fails, but no, like the legend he is, decides he doesn't want to glitter. That's the other type of vampire. Unfortunately, the Quasit also needs to make his dexterity saving throw.
That doesn't seem very unfortunate to me.
He does not do so well. Wait. Oh. I just recalled quasits do have resistance against magic and advantage on saving throws against spells. So it is the 19. The quasit remains invisible. Though you did see for just a moment the outline, your target was true, but it did not get glittered.
Oh, then she's dropping it. There's no point in having it up.
Fair deal. Telaise, any other activity?
All I got.
All right. Valandra, as you get your turn, the vampire once more tries to strike Mord. This time striking true. 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Then Valandra
Yes,
will
please.
move up.
And Valandra, could I ask you for a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, she's bad at those.
I mean, it seems something you specialize in normally, but you're fine.
She's fine. Ooh. Attack or grapple? I'm really tempted to do the grapple chain.
Mm-hmm.
Hug.
Yeah.
Everyone's hugging.
Yeah, let's try one more time for the grapple.
Okay.
Group hug.
So at advantage, 20 is not bad.
20 is good. Dexterity check.
Check. Yep.
You have grappled the vampire.
Okay. I don't think I have a bonus action I really want to use, so that would be it.
All right. Vampire is now grappled. Waverly, what are you doing?
Am I able to shoot the vampire without hitting people who are grappling him?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you could try, I guess. The dice will determine whether you can.
Like,
Well,
if you have a clear shot, you'll be fine.
Clear shot.
I got a clear shot.
Clear
Okay.
shot. Yeah.
Wow.
You can shoot the vampire.
You did
30,
really, really well, Waverly.
40.
Holy crap.
Now,
4
Waverly,
points of damage.
was that one of your magical arrows?
No, that was one of the regular ones.
Oh, Waverly, that was the one you wanted to be magical. 30, 40, 44 points of damage, but he does get to cut that in half.
You should have said it was a magic one.
I mean, there was magic.
It shows up.
I
up
only
here.
have 9 of those magical arrows left, and when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, but
True. Waverly, any other activity?
Hide again.
Fair deal.
Bye.
You are very
I
sneaky.
disappear.
Dawn, from where you are, you can't really see the vampire much.
we'll scoot out this way.
You see the vampire.
Come on with these rolls.
The 10, no. The 20, yes. 11 points dealt.
How is he looking?
He looks fine. Unfortunately fine. X continues to tinker. Mord. What is Mord doing? Oh, Mord's rolling a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw, please.
I mean, sure, but not that it really matters since he can't actually go in if he wants to. His speed is 0.
He's fine.
Mord's fine.
Check that out. Good job, Mord.
So Mord will. Ooh, not a fan of that bite. However, I think he'll just make 2 normal attacks.
Okay, 2 normal attacks.
Ooh.
14 no, 11
Ooh.
no.
All right.
Mord remains grappled, which brings us to the vampire. The vampire attempts to bite the grappled Mord. Ah, no, he'll try and punch him first. Get rid of that fuzzy outline. Disadvantage, Mord. No. Disadvantage, Mord. Very no.
Despite the misses, I'm glad he did not go reckless there.
Valandra, something is annoying you to the north. You can't see it, but you just feel gusts of icky wind blowing in your direction. Just like you hear little curses, little bits of dust kicking up. So you feel that maybe something is providing a help action to an enemy of yours, but it's hard to tell what. Meridia, what are you up to?
I'm gonna blast him.
Yes, you can. 14 will not blast him, though.
I'm gonna try and blast him again.
Seems fair. 12,
Ooh.
again, no.
No!
Distinguished
Warlocks are having
gentleman
roll
We are not rolling well.
remains intact. Meridia, any other taking cover? Good plan?
I'm good.
Telaise. Rushing in there?
You're funny. You know what? She's gonna viciously mock the vampire.
Ooh. Viciously mocking the vampire, he will roll a wisdom saving throw. Ooh, he is all over that one.
You did not hurt his feelings.
He remains confident.
I guess after, a few hundred years, you grow a thick skin.
That blood in her eyes.
But I wasn't listening.
Yeah. Valandra, you have a grappled vampire. I do need to ask you for a DC 13 wisdom saving throw, though.
I would be so amused if I failed this and pull all three of us into the pit. Yeah,
You do not fail. So what are you doing?
We are gonna Booming Blade.
We are going to Booming Blade.
Advantage, so 19 points of bludgeoning, thunder, and radiant damage,
Bludgeoning,
which I believe
thunder,
takes out
and
his
radiant.
his regeneration for the next turn.
That would indeed.
That's my turn.
You got it. He gets the wiggly lines.
Actually, am I able to move right now with three of us grappled? How
Actually,
does that work?
if you move him, he will lose his grapple on Mord, because he will be forced to move. So therefore, Mord will be ungrappled.
Okay, yeah, I will drag him. I just go half speed?
Half speed.
Okay. So I will 1, 2, 3.
Not move him down. To move away from the pit, not next to it.
Oh, that's fair. Can I redo that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, not next to the pit, but I don't want to move him towards you guys either. So yeah, no, I am doing that.
Why not this way?
2, 3. I don't think I can position him, and with only 15 feet of movement, it's either towards you or not far enough to pull him away from Ward. I'm fine for wisdom saves. It's fine. I'm just gonna go up there.
Okay. So as you start dragging him away, he does swing wildly at the air. You were somewhat distracted as you were engaging the grapple, and he has advantage and then disadvantage. So a standard unarmed strike.
That'll exactly
He does
hit.
tag you for 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Waverly.
Okay. All right. Another arrow to the vampire, I think.
Sure.
Pew!
Pew! That's indeed pew. And that is 22 points of pew. Quite the pew. Waverly, anything else?
I'm going to move to here and hide again.
Sure can. And as you hide, you see kind of the lip curl on the vampire. He's now burned, scarred, and his wounds are not healing as well. He starts to move away from Valandra. That does invoke the booming blade. Please boom him.
Wait, he can.
0.
His speed is 0 right now.
His speed is 0. Right.
I specifically looked at it.
His speed... Oh, his speed is 0 right now.
The vampire allows him to move his speed, but his speed is 0, so he can't get away right now without
That
breaking the grapple.
is true. Yep, fair. So he just starts to try and move and realizes he can't and turns around and tries to punch the air once more. Disadvantage on the attack, air punch. 17 Valandra? Probably not.
Nope.
Dawn.
Hello.
Hello.
He sees you. Okay. I am going to rock the magic missile, because it won't miss. That is not right.
Yeah, that is 1 missile.
Do it.
But it didn't ask me the... Whatever.
Do it several more times.
Just roll it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I think he had.
5, 9.
4th level. Yep, that should be right.
5, 9, 14, 19, 23, 27, 27
Why
points
didn't it ask
of
me?
damage.
It
Dawn.
usually asks. So, well, I'm just looking at my sheet.
Yep, no problem. As Dawn does, X continues to fiddle, and Mord. I need a DC
Wisdom
13
save.
wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Let's actually switch to Mord this time. And
Hey!
14.
Mord makes it. What is Mord doing?
Mord will, seeing the way things are going, move over here and take out his longbow.
Sure.
And 2 shots with that.
First one's a good shot. 9 points of damage dealt.
And that's his turn.
Alright, and that brings up our vampire, who does not regenerate and does not like this. The vampire fizzles and slips through your grasp, shifting into a misty form.
Oh.
Who said that was allowed?
This ridiculously overblown character sheet.
I mean, vampires. And having done so, the vampire then drifts up and over. Just a mist. And then Meridia.
Okay.
Pretty sure it can still take magical damage. So.
Oh yeah, you can still shoot at it.
It's still a creature.
Yeah.
It's just a misty creature.
I think, yeah.
I just didn't want to hit a pillar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Big shock. Gonna blast.
16 will hit. That will do a sizable chunk of damage.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
Something different. Continue.
22. Good blast. Another 14. Meridia, anything else?
No.
The mist continues to drift along, heading towards that stairwell. Telaise.
Um. I'm not chasing it down. That's not happening. All right. Beautiful. He's gonna get a shatter.
All right, let's see it. DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
He would fail, but he uses up his last of his legendary saves and elects to pass, taking 10 points of thunderous damage.
Here you go, guys. Got rid of those saves. I got rid of those saves. Kill him.
Telaise, as your turn comes to an end, the mist floats on around the corner into another room. Valandra, I need a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw from you. You're fine.
Keep forgetting to switch back. 20. Let's see, 10, 20, 30. Just a moment. Positioning. Sorry, just a moment.
Mhm.
Let me see here. Would that be if Valandra were in this square, would she have line of sight to the vampire?
Yes.
Probably have cover or something, but
Smidge. +2 to
Yeah.
armor class.
she will move there and Sacred Flame.
As if armor class mattered. Let's see that Sacred Flame. 6 points of radiant damage coming to the vampire if it does not pass DC 16 dexterity save. It does, however, pass. No damage dealt. Valandra, anything else?
Nope.
Waverly.
Where am I gonna aim? Let's see. Okay. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot. I'm gonna shoot up the stairs.
Okay. You may certainly take the shot.
I lost my character sheet. Here we go.
No.
A 26 is a good shot. Was that a magical arrow?
It was not.
It was not. The arrow whoosh, right through the mist.
Oh, rude. Okay, well. Hide.
Hide indeed. Dawn.
It's gonna have to Gnome. Can you see from here?
Yeah, I mean, +2 to the armor class. You're kind of around a corner. Yeah, that's a little cleaner. $25 for 12. The mist shatters and dissipates,
Poof.
ending the vampire.
Oh my
Congratulations. You
Yeah.
have cleared the pit arena.
We need to find its coffin.
I believe that's in
Believe
this room here.
that's the room that he
Yep.
was heading towards.
You can
Ah.
see beyond. You can
As
see into
I
that room
scroll
beyond.
down on the screen. There.
Absolutely. With that, the room goes quiet, save for the snoring coming from those exhausted humans in the pit and the one half-elf. We're going to go ahead and drop out of turn order. At the death of the vampire, the Quasit does not appear anymore. And
Hmm.
what you doing?
Telaise, how many hit points to get you to half?
You're funny. All of them to get me to half, pretty much.
What?
Hang on, I gotta get my calculator up. Do that math in my head because it's an odd number. 22 if I round up to the nearest number because it's an odd number.
How many? Sorry, you cut out a bit there. What did you say?
22.
I heard the 2.
22.
22. Okay. Then so Valandra will channel divinity, preserve life, giving 22 points to Telaise, 4 points to each of the commoners, and 8 to the elf.
Sure. They look much refreshed, but still exhausted.
Wipes the blood out of her eyes.
And with that, they crawl out of the pit. Just lay exhausted on the stairs.
A regular healing potion is 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2, correct.
Drink 2 of those.
So, the room you're in, several corpses and bodies lay within the pit. To the south, the white gate that you entered through. Another room with a large coffin inside. To the east, a room with one of the black gates, several broken chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. That was where the undead were hanging about before this fight began. To the north and east, one of those white gates leading further into the abyssal prisons. Where might you be headed?
I want to heal Valandra.
Sure. Cure wounds or healing word? Which one do you have?
I got a healing kit.
Oh, healing kit.
And the healer feat.
Oh, sure. I forget what that gives you, but whatever that is, certainly roll it.
1d6 plus 12 at present.
You got it. Go ahead and roll that up and just make note for yourself, Valandra, that you cannot benefit, I think, for another 24 hours?
Until
long
a
rest?
short rest.
Do I
short
type in
rest.
plus 12?
Yep.
Perfect.
Nice. Anyone else want some of that?
Yeah, it looks
take
like
them.
Mord could use one too.
Yeah, I
and
think-
And Dawn and me.
yeah.
I
Well,
think-
let me make the rounds. This one's for Mord.
Nice.
From down south, X calls out, "No problem, I got this. I'll just keep this here. Stop it!" And then keeps poking at the white gate to keep it closed.
This one's for Dawn.
You got
Cool.
it? 13 for Dawn.
And this one's for Telaise.
I wouldn't gone to Dawn because I didn't need that much, but thank you.
Nice.
I mean, Don didn't really need that much either. He only took 3. Well,
Don't complain about an enthusiastic healer, or they'll give you
I am
bad heals
not.
later.
Okay, I think we're good.
All right.
All right.
And a quick conversation with the captives reveal they don't know much other than they're forced to fight against the demons. And they've been fighting for as long as they could stay alive. It's been several days on and off again. They'd really like to get out of here.
Have any of them seen my mother?
They have not.
Aw.
No, nothing like that. Nothing even close to a creature of
Merid.
water. It's been demons and fiends.
Anything we want to ask them, or should we activate that black gate in this room and let them leave?
I just want to point out that those chandeliers make me slightly nervous, so maybe don't walk straight under them.
Men.
They skirt around the walls, just keeping an eye on the chandelier. You
sound a
hotwire.
little paranoid.
You hotwire the black gate. They make their way through and exit from the Doom Vault, and then you give it a little bit of extra juice and short circuit it, benefiting the other team's efforts to undo the Doom Vault entirely. You have the coffin room to the south, or continue on to the northeast, or something else perhaps. What would you like to do?
Should we explore the coffin room real quick and then head on?
We might need to
Destroy that.
smash.
Yeah. I will.
Really, can you check it for traps?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
All right, so let's talk about this coffin room here. Where am I at? This chamber has walls draped in black silk. Gleaming prisms float in midair, spinning slowly. At the center of the area, a great sarcophagus with its lid pushed ajar stands atop a stone dais. Along the upper ledge of the sarcophagi, a series of arcane glyphs pulse with pale white light.
I want those prisms.
You probably do, but even like from this distance, there's little sparks of electricity blinking between your whiskers. You're like, yeah, no, huge traps.
Oh.
Huge traps.
Of course. Everything pretty you can't touch.
They make little rainbows.
Oh. Well, at least it's about as extra as I would expect from a vampire's lair.
Are we able to try and locate the traps with a perception check, or?
You could start moving forward into the room.
Or we could let my
I'll
fairy
go.
do it.
Oh, fine.
I mean, do you want to get trapped? If you want to, then go right
No
ahead.
trap can hold me.
Sure. So as the fairy flies into the room, please roll me a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw for the fairy.
How do I roll it for my fairy? Oh, wait.
Yep. Open the sheet, and you should have a Wisdom. If not under the saving throw, under the normal Wisdom area. All right. A thing happens.
Oh, boy.
And that thing is that a nega fairy appears.
What?
What?
What is a nega fairy?
A black, wraith-like fairy pops into existence and attacks your fairy.
No!
That one.
Even though it's invisible?
Even though it's invisible, but a 9 does not hit. So turn you into a nega fairy. Spooky black. Tinted black. Save it. That didn't really work that well. I was expecting something much more dramatic. There we go. So, a nega fairy appears to challenge your fairy, and combat ensues. What do you guys plan on doing to this nega fairy? Are you going to talk to it, or are you going to blast it?
I feel like probably blasted, but
Okay. You blast the heck out of the nega fairy. It's got 2 hit points. Black nega fairy dust falls to the ground. So, flying around, your fairy points out a multitude of pit traps on the ground. Here and here and here and here and here and here and here. All those places.
does the fairy see anything in the sarcophagus?
Was just gonna ask, yeah, what's going on in there?
Are you going to have the fairy look into the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
Okay. There is nothing in the sarcophagus.
Even a mist or anything like that?
Not even a mist.
And it's open completely, or what?
It's cracked open. There's glowing lines of runes on it. So she can kind of see in there, and she hovers over it and beats her wings really hard to try and stir up air, and no mist, no dust, no ash. It looks fairly clean and well kept. Velour lining.
Oh god.
So fancy.
What's it made out of?
The sarcophagus is stone. The lining inside, I've just decided, is velour. So there we go.
God, the vampire was Zap Brannigan.
Do we care to break that?
We should.
Yeah, I guess.
Not going in there, so someone else break it.
Valandra will go in there.
Sure.
She's good at wisdom saves.
As Valandra, as you enter, please give me a wisdom saving throw. You keep your eyes off the prisms. Attention on the floor. Make your way over to the sarcophagi. And how are you planning on breaking this?
I mean, let's see how well I can do with just a booming blade, bludgeoning, thundering, and radiant damage.
Sure. You go crazy on it, and it shatters. As it shatters, you see ink spilling over several scrolls that were hidden below the sarcophagi.
I try and grab them before the ink ruins them.
Sure. Give me a sleight of hand or some other skill of sort.
Sleight of... Okay. I will use my session inspiration on this.
Certainly may.
Because I'm bad at this.
Ooh, yes.
14?
14's not bad at all. Please roll me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll me 3d6. 2, 3, 6. Ooh, thank you, person. 20 sides. Hey, how you doing, Alex? Thanks for the cheer. So you find 3 spell scrolls that are recoverable. 1 of Detect Magic, 1 of Comprehend Languages, and 1 of Greater Restoration.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hang on to that one.
Yep. You said detect magic and
Comprehend
comprehend
languages,
languages.
and Greater Restoration.
Okay.
The other 3 are unfortunately damaged.
Oh well.
However, that sarcophagus is not going to be used to resurrect any vampires anytime soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I clean them with prestidigitation?
Technically,
Hmm.
yes, according to the spell.
That sounds reasonable to me.
That does sound fairly reasonable. So let's call that 3 arcane checks to try and clean them in such a way that it wouldn't also shake the regular ink off.
We'll give her help because I also know this spell.
Ooh,
I
there
can
we-
also help because
I
so
cast
do
guidance.
All right, so Meridia, 3 rolls with advantage and guidance, please.
I don't know how to do the advantage and guidance part.
Oh, just roll and I think it'll already do it for you. And then the guidance will be the D4. So that's an 11, which is a 12. That's an 18, which is a 19. And that's an 11, which is a 12.
Wow.
Curiously consistent. You are able to recover 1 of the 3 scrolls before the ink soaks in so far as to be irremovable. May I have a D3?
Hmm.
So /R 1D3. 2. You recover another of Detect Magic.
Neat.
So it's 2 Detect Magics, 1 Comprehend Language, 1 Greater Restoration. Ink splattered all over the place, and you do find a glyph key, but checking it against your own, you discover that you already have that unlocking set.
We've got a lot of these keys.
You're like janitors. So,
Okay.
what's the plan?
How are you for your spells? Did you use them all?
Who?
Did you use all your spells?
Nope. We had a rest, so I actually have 1 left.
Just wanted to check.
I think both warlocks are down 1 spell. Valandra's down both channel divinities. I think that's most everything we'd get back on a short rest, aside
Well,
from hit points.
I'm down 2 inspirations.
Oh, gotcha. And after a short rest, Meridia can heal us with her healer's kit again. So
Who wants it? I got you, fam.
no. I was saying
later.
that
Right.
after a short rest, she'd be able to heal us again later if need be, like in combat and stuff even.
We want to
Right.
risk a short rest. Or should we
Doesn't
press on?
sound like, given the number of undead we've been seeing, it doesn't sound like a bad idea to get channel divinity back. And I like warlocks who have spells to spare. It's a lie. No warlock has spells to spare, but
So you are running low on short rests that you can take in 1 day.
How many can...
So the
I was
normal
told 24
yes.
when I asked that question.
You're not that much of a tabaxi. I believe the normal limit on short rests is 2. 2 per day.
That's silly.
I thought okay. I thought that was the normal amount they expect you to take, but I didn't think it was a limit.
I believe it is a limit. I believe it's 2 short rests, 1 long rest. But
But
we can
we've
squeeze in.
only
We can squeeze in a little more. Just warning, a room-by-room short rest will be a bit much.
we fought a kraken since our last
you fought a
short
Kraken?
rest.
I'm just letting you know.
We'll be fine. It's fine, right?
Yeah,
Everything's fine.
How are you?
There is no hard and fast rule on how many short rests you can take. Rules your best friend, just so you know.
What about the argument where we were like in such a time crunch and like, oh, Valandra's mother, and we couldn't go and save those people because we were in such a rush?
I'm fine with you taking as much time as you want.
Yes, that is the only thing is about, do we feel we can risk it?
Dawn has given up making that argument because no one listens.
Oh my god.
When people's lives are immediately in danger, this is different.
Can I just know what's around the corner? Can I
Well,
just peek?
Sure, you can.
Theoretically, her
you can go
mother's
up there.
life is in immediate danger as well, and other people over her.
If we're all back to full health, though, I know that we're like, yeah, we really love the Channel of Divinities, but we may want to press on.
Yeah.
So, Meridia, did I hear that you are lowering the white gate to look beyond it?
Can my fairy do that?
If your fairy's willing to take an Arcana check.
What's the worst thing that could happen, right?
I mean, what is the worst thing that could happen? Go ahead and roll me an Arcana, which would be an Intelligence for the fairy.
That depends on what's on the other side of that white gate.
This fairy is like, what, are you kidding me? I do this all day, every day. This is my job. So... that didn't work. Let's try that again. Come on now. There we go. The fairy reports things.
So descriptive.
Yes. So the area beyond is wood paneled. I mean, some people like that.
Cool, it's the basement of the house I grew up in.
It's exactly that. The wood paneled walls of this long hall are scorched. Cracks in the panels reveal bare stone. 3 mystic circles have been scribed in the floor, each edged with rough runes. On the far wall, a massive steel door with 5 rather intricate-looking locks.
Telaise is like, give me one of those detect magic scrolls, and wants to cast it from the scroll.
Can Dawn do that at will?
Yep. But
right,
she wants to feel special. She can feel special.
So considerate.
You know what? That whole conversation is in character. Give me one of those. But if she wants to feel special, let her feel special. Just do it, Dawn. I forgot what you can do at will.
So whomever incants the detect magic does indeed detect magic. There is magic on the floors, those circles. There's magic on the ceiling, a small recessed area where a steel ball sits up in the ceiling. The door, actually fairly non-magical, and of course the glowing circle on the floor, quite magical. So yeah, whole room pretty shiny. It is primarily, I want to say, conjuration magic. Let me double check myself.
Out of those circles.
You get conjuration and evocation.
Yikes.
Evocation is never good.
Conjuration probably sounds like this. That's how they get their demons for the pit.
What did you say about a steel ball?
Recessed into the ceiling, a small steel ball.
What does that radiate magic-wise?
That has the stronger of the evocation magic.
Can we shoot it?
Sure.
Is it like really wedged in there, or like what's the situation?
So if you think about like a tiled ceiling, if one of the ceiling tiles was missing and there was a steel globe set up into that ceiling tile area. You can't see the base of it, but it looks like a big, and if it was solid, heavy steel ball up there. You don't think it's one of the things you'd be like able to knock loose. And the ceiling's about 20 feet high, so you could shoot things at it, but if it's a big steel ball, it's probably just going to tink off of it. Metal doesn't cut metal, I'm told.
Depends on the metal.
Are any of you sporting adamantine arrows? Come on, Waverly, get on it. Adamantine arrows.
I would love to have those.
I didn't mean to do that. That was a misclick.
That's all right. And no, Winston, I don't punish the players for arguing with me because I'm wrong at least half as often as I'm right. But what do we got going on?
It's a cantrip. You could mage hand it and see what happens.
I mean, that was kind of what I was thinking about doing, but I wanted to let y'all fight about it first.
You certainly may do so. Now, that steel ball is in about this area here in the middle of the room. That would help if I was on the pointer thing.
Yep.
Yep. Let's try and point the right spot. So right in this area here, center of the room.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I don't really want to go in there, and it only goes 30 feet, and it's 20 feet in the air.
And right there.
But it's 20 feet in the air.
Yeah,
that's fine. 20
5e diagonals.
Yeah, we don't do diagonals. Pythagoras is a chump.
Okay, where do I need to stand if I want to poke it with my mage hand and try and pull it loose?
So you would need to be able to see, so you'd need to be here or here.
Here, she could be right here. This one would be fine. She could see from here.
Yeah, you can see it from there. All right, you walk up. You're like, mage hand. What does your mage hand look like, by the way?
Does it matter?
I'm just curious. I was like, I wonder if it's like a gardener's glove for you.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be like pretty and like covered in floral like rune-looking things.
Sure.
Maybe kind of blue glowy.
You got it.
I like it.
So that starts kind of floating up there. You see the mage hand get a handle on the ball, and you can tell from the way like it dimples a little bit that you're trying to push, pull, twist, but it is up there. I mean, you knock on it and it kind of dong.
Well, can we break the ceiling around it, or is that like, is that more malleable than the ball itself?
You give it some testing. It is hung there, like it is not coming down with any reasonable amount of force.
All right, it's someone else's turn now.
I mean, that's pretty obviously involved in some sort of trap involving this room. My only real idea for it would be a Dispel Magic, but I don't really want to use a 3rd level spell slot, so...
I really don't want to. I don't want to use another 3rd level spell slot, I'm sorry. Unless we've got a spell scroll, which I don't think we do. I think somebody back in a different dungeon.
Yeah, does anyone else have any ideas?
So, if one of you were to be brave enough and creative enough to get up there and physically reach out and touch the steel ball, you feel that you might be able to suppress whatever magics are going to be happening. You're okay, these runes here, that ball there, we could get in the way. We could gum up the works if we were good and lucky.
I mean, I can fly.
So there you go.
Waverly can walk up there.
Also
Yes,
that.
Yes.
Oh, you can? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm not getting involved then.
Waverly could just stroll right up the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, that's neat.
Spider climb cloak.
Yes, I can.
So, that is an option, but you would be in the room, and being in the room, you're pretty sure is going to trigger whatever this horrible trap is.
What about the fairy? Can the fairy do it?
I mean, the fairy does it like it's her job, so...
I mean, let's try that then.
Sure.
Maybe back out of the room first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold up. I don't want to be there.
Okay.
Is this the
In
sort of
fact,
trap?
I want to be all the way back here.
Is this the sort of trap that I'd be able to disarm, or is this a strictly magical sort of trap?
So this is the sort of trap that you would have to have some magical knowledge, so it will be an arcana rather than a thieves' tools kind of trap, because there's just all sorts of magic going on.
I will cast guidance on the sprite before she goes in.
So the sprite goes up there. And
Does she have a name, by the way?
Sure.
Should she be Eos? Okay.
Eos?
Eos is better than Sprite.
Eos.
E-O-S?
EOS.
It's the goddess of the dawn in Greek mythology, so that's awesome.
Goddess of lip balm.
Nice. So Eos heads up there, and I need a Arcana/Intelligence check as she tries to interfere with the trap. 12's a good number.
Oh my god!
13 makes it even better.
She needs a raise.
She does need a raise.
What's she being paid now?
Our gratitude.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
that is just not enough.
No.
And she's working it out. She's like, I got it, no problem. I just need to hit this one more. Bzz. And the whole room goes off like a giant bug zapper.
No.
And lightning fills the area, dealing 8 points of lightning damage to everyone in the room who just happens to be Eos.
Oh.
I believe Eos is going to go paft.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, the feedback she was giving, it sounded like she just about had it. Like, one more code she had to break. But not quite.
How long does it take me to bring her back?
That would be an hour ritual, I believe. Yep, short rest.
Great. Okay.
I could try to mage hand disarm.
Didn't we try that and it wasn't a thing?
Mage Hand was not able to manipulate it effectively enough.
Even mage hand ledger domain?
Because
I have special mage hand.
I did not remember you had special mage hand. Could you bring special mage hand's description up? Do you have that handy?
I do.
You cast mage hand. You can make special hand visible. You can do additional stuff. Disarm traps at range. You know, since it says disarm traps at range, even though that says thieves' tools, I think that should count. We're gonna say Arcana instead of Dexterity, though.
Okay.
Guidance.
So, let's see that Arcana with guidance, please.
And an inspiration.
Sorry? What did you say?
I also gave you inspiration.
Oh, and inspiration.
Okay. So that gets me advantage, yes?
It's
D8.
D8. Bardic inspiration.
Okay, it's a D4 and a D8. All right. I can't remember what does what. All right, fingers crossed.
Don't spend the D8 unless you need to.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're starting off a little low, but we've bumped it up to a 9. Let's see that D8. D8 will take the first one that made it through,
7.
which is a 7. So 5, 9 equals 16, which is just that smidge higher. So, Waverly, please roll me 1d4.
Oh, God.
3. Okay.
Okay, guys, we probably have 3 rounds to get through this room, so
that
let's
is
go.
exactly what you have. You have set the counter at 3. There are 5 locks on the great steel door.
Oh, God.
So, you can divide your attention between disarming the trap above and working on the locks.
Can the mage hand? Can her mage hand work independently of her picking locks?
It would still be an action of
No.
hers to control. So one or the other for her.
I have
If
For him,
only.
for them.
If only.
a hand, so if I grab anyone who wants to help, that would give me advantage.
Sure.
Valandra is not high dex, so she will be casting guidance on someone to help.
Someone's gonna help Waverly, like Mord.
Okay.
Okay.
Mord's like, good, do that again. Yay.
So, who wants to give me the help action so I get advantage? Anybody, so we can get through this damn door.
Can I help?
Sure.
Great.
Yep. All right, so I need whoever's moving up to do unlocking activities to please move into the room.
That means me.
Uh-huh.
And y'all gotta come with us.
All right, so y'all start piling up and in.
Shouldn't you fizzle Eos?
Yeah, I should fizzle Eos. Oh, sorry about that. Mirios.
Pick someone to give guidance to.
She'll cast guidance on Telaise.
All right. And X will have moved forward to keep the door open or closed as is appropriate. And let's see some unlocking skills, please.
Should I roll Thieves' Tools, Sleight of Hand?
Thieves' Tools would probably be the most advantageous to you.
Actually, no, Sleight of Hand is.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. One lock down. Crushing that lock. 2 locks down. All right, 2 locks down. Oh, hang. Zay's going for it. Zay, does that hit? I scrolled too far.
Enough for her to have help, so that would be a 13.
Yep, not a problem. That is, however, going to miss. So, round 1, 2 locks down. You have 2 rounds remaining before the trap triggers.
Okay, pick another person to give guidance.
Round 2, guidance on Zay.
Round 2, guidance on Zay. Let's see some lockpicking.
Waverly?
Oh, sorry. What was I rolling?
No problem. One more sleight of hand.
Oh, one more Sleight of Hand. Okay.
One more sleight of hand.
Manage.
You guys crush it. All 5 locks. Pop, sprang, twang, thunk, click, shoof. The door opens.
Rush through.
You know you have just a few seconds before something bad might happen. But maybe you want to think for a second before you rush forward.
For a whole round?
For a second, perhaps.
For 1 of 6 seconds. Okay.
Do we really have the time?
Do you really have the time? So,
what is worse? What could possibly be worse on the other side of that door?
I'm not sure what could possibly be worse on the other side of the door, but I'll give you a second of knowledge what's on the other side of the door. As the door springs open, you are just absolutely overcome with a sweet scent of incense, undertones of salt and cedar. Silk tapestries in green and yellow cover the room. Cushions are scattered all about. A short staircase leads down into the room, and you can hear either a small waterfall or a heavy rain coming from the doorway to the south. Pile in or do as you wish. Lounging about on the cushions are 4 individuals, 3 women and 1 man, all fairly heavily armed and armored, but chillin'.
Found the break room.
In we go.
Here you go.
I'm not going to get electrocuted in here.
Oh, Waverly, you're standing on top of Mord.
Oh. Sorry, Mord. I was riding his shoulders, piggyback style.
X comes sprinting across the room and dives in. The doors slam behind him, and you hear, "Gazat!" But none of you are shocked. Maybe surprised. Who knows?
I knew it. I knew you were going to say something like that.
Yep.
See? There we go. From the doorway to the south, as you're all just sort of standing there, the door opens, and a man emerges. He's pulling a tunic down over his head. It's long, hanging loose. He looks out. Oh. Hello. And then he looks at Valandra. He's like, Valandra?
What?
What?
Oh my god.
Telaise.
Oh my god.
Telaise, you recognize that voice. You haven't heard it since he dropped you off at the orphanage.
My god.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my god.
And
Sorry,
he's
oh my god.
He's looking at me, but he hasn't seen Telaise yet.
Hasn't seen Telaise yet. Telaise is around the corner.
Behind Valandra.
Yeah.
And he's
Do
just
I notice
and
Telaise's reaction to hearing that voice?
Telaise, what is your reaction to hearing that voice? I think I heard an oh my god.
you hear an oh my god, and like she took a deep gasp in, and she probably reached out and grabbed Valandra by the shoulder really hard. Because like she can't be happening. This is impossible.
Is everything okay? Is this guy what?
She's gonna move forward.
As you move forward, they move towards one another. He's stepping forward. It looks to be about to greet Valandra, and then he looks up and Telaise, and he just reaches out. And your father always seemed to have one arm busy, whether it was a hand on the wheel of the ship, on the tiller with the rigging. So it was only ever like a one-armed hug, and it's him, and his arm goes around you, and where it used to be an arm bar across your shoulders, now it's down lower to your waist, and he just squeezes and gives you that little lift like he did you when you were a kid. I mean, he's right there.
She throws her arms around him and starts crying.
What?
Now,
What's
Waverly,
going on? Yeah.
You were behind a few tall people.
Yeah.
But the tall people have started to shift, and one has his arm around Telaise has an arm around her at the moment, and Valandra's stepped forward, and the man reaches out and he just rests his hand atop Valandra's head and says, "You look so much like your mother." And you recognize the sailor from your Moustachio escapades.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
And he's too young. No, not. You know how humans work, and that's not the right age. He can't be 30. Mord,
Well,
just kind of like,
goodness.
what's going on? Dawn, so all this is happening. The gentleman winks at you, and there's something that catches your eye.
Oh no. Don't do this to poor Telaise.
Meridia, that's a damn fine looking man. Beyond that, run with it as you will.
Okay.
It's just, it is what he is.
I'm gonna not get involved. Clearly there's something going on here, and it's got nothing to do with her. She's a little suspicious, though, because she doesn't, she doesn't know who this is.
This can't be right. This can't be right.
Can I insight check this guy?
Sure.
I want to know. Oh god. Okay.
So I know, like, Dawn's ear does the ear flick thing.
So
do I need to roll? Like, what exactly?
what are you trying to suss out about the situation?
Well, for Dawn, you said something catches his eye.
Something does. Are you going for an insight, an arcana, an investigation? What sort of deeper dig are you trying?
Like something like that.
There is something askew here, and you can put it together in a lot of different ways.
I don't know. Insight sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Sure.
Just saying.
Dawn is more paranoid, and I think he's gonna do an Arcana.
You got it.
Or well, his how long that his magic his detect magic should still be running.
It is.
Yeah.
And there is no magic. I mean, there's magic around you. That hall, that cupboard that he stepped out of is radiating magic like crazy. But the sailor is not magical.
Okay. So nothing that would say like he's altered self or something along those lines.
Does not appear to be.
I think he'll just pay attention for now.
Sure.
Close eye on you, sir.
All right. So Valandra, you get, hand rested on your head, a friendly greeting. Thank you for taking care of one another. And then he steps past you, Telaise, just moves between you and moves over, extends an arm, gets an arm bar lock with Mord. Happy to have you here. We've got some ale and drink put aside. Take your ease. He moves past Waverly, looks down at Waverly, and just... yes. And then looks over at Dawn.
Stop.
Yep.
So he moved away from her, and that's all she's getting?
Yep.
Okay, she's going to reach over and, like...
That's a little rude.
While her eyes are still filled with tears, she reaches over and grabs him away. That's it? Like, instant 180 temper flaring. That Irish temper is up, and she went, that's it? I haven't seen you for almost 20 years, and all I get is thanks for taking care of each other?
And he turns back and he looks at you and he puts an arm out towards you and says, I'm sorry, I'm not who you think I am. I'm just glad to see you.
Are you?
My name is Pencheska. I'm a servant of this area.
You're a smuggler. An offense. And I mean an honorable one as far as I could ever tell, but...
perhaps this will help. And he leans towards Dawn and whispers in Dawn's ear something that sounds just awful.
Oh.
Dawn.
Oh, God.
You recognize that you have just been given the true name of a fiend. From the structure, you recognize an incubus or succubus.
Hang on.
Oh,
Waverly has protection from fiends.
Waverly does have protection from fiends. The fiend has not done anything to Waverly. The fiend is in the shape of Telaise's father. And that is non-magical. It is the shape of that fiend. There is no charm. It's just really good at its job. But, for some reason, it just revealed itself to Dawn. And Dawn, I think that little flicker of, wait a second, with a true name, I have a supreme advantage over this type of creature. Why?
Because there's like the first, like his eyes narrow, then they widen, and it's very much a what the fuck kind of face.
I think everyone's giving the what the fuck kind of face right now for various reasons.
No.
He's not really going to say exactly what whatever his name is actually said. He's not going to say it out loud because there's like these other people in the room and he's not sure what's going on. But for now, he understands to the point of what he's.
Valandra's not sure what's going on, but she's gonna reach out and take Telaise's hand.
Telaise's gonna squeeze your hand really hard.
And
like she's vibrating. She has so many emotions going through her right now, and she doesn't know which one to pick.
And as Pincheska, as he's introduced himself, turns around and looks at Telaise, says, I'm sorry, I cannot work against my nature. And everything that he does is exactly what you wish he would do. If you're like, I wish he would hold my hand, his hand holds yours. If you're like, I don't want to be touched, he doesn't. And it's just part of him. And he looks just like your father.
But younger, you said?
He looks the same age
as when she last saw him, like 20 years ago?
As when she last saw him 20
Okay.
some years, not quite 20 years ago. I think Telaise, it was more like 8.
15.
I think it was more like 8, but whatever that year, whatever that time was, he has not aged. And Waverly, when you met the sailor, he looked this age, out in was it Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep? I forget the city, but that was what prevented you from recognizing him at all. He didn't look old enough to be Telaise's father. And as he gestures you forward in the room, he's like, I wish you all the very best, and I'm glad that you've made it here in such good health. I'm glad you've protected and cared for one another. Please take whatever rest you may. The Lich awaits you. It is my duty to distract you, to cause you to tarry here as long as you wish, but I mean you no harm, and I hope you can take some enjoyment and recoup. There's bathing facilities, toiletries, food, drink. What can I do for you?
Where's my mother?
Ahead, you will find a room with a blazing elemental. Through that, to the south, you will find demons. Beyond that, the Lich awaits. Beyond the Lich, your mother is being tormented in a room with an open schism to the elemental planes. She's being held there as both punishment and bait.
You're supposed to tempt us to stay here, but you're going to tell us that.
It's in my nature to please.
Not look like that.
That, unfortunately, was a form I'd already taken.
What do you mean?
That is a longer story. If you wish to move ahead, I should not begin. If you wish me to begin...
a really, really short version. Are you him or aren't you him?
Oh, I am not. I was born of the lower planes. I am... I suppose a fiend, a demon, a devil. These definitions are so flexible among mortals.
I appreciate your honesty.
Well, of course. Dishonesty buys me nothing. You might tear one of my cushions.
You should go.
Yes.
I don't want to stay here.
Yes, it would not do to distract you with the reason why I have this form.
It's a poor choice, you know. I want it to be real, and you're not. I have no reason to stay. It's kind of like takes it off, like tosses her hair a little bit, rubs her fingers briskly under her eyes to clear away the tears, takes a deep breath, goes, let's go. And she really wants to leave, like now.
Right. He moves ahead, crossing the room slowly. The others that are reclined look up, but don't seem to bother him. He parts some of the silks on the walls and reveals a door hidden behind them. Through here, you can continue your journey. Though, I do hope you will consider staying. It's unpleasant, and I do think you deserve some measure of happiness before you die.
Are there other silks on the walls that might be similarly concealing doors?
There's a lot of silks on the walls. However, a quick evaluation of the room does not reveal any additional doorways other than the two mentioned. The one opens up to what equates to a shower. It's a constant cascade of water, and a exit for that, which doubles as a toilet. And then the other one is filled with clothing. All kinds of clothing. For all kinds of people. So, are you moving on? Are you taking a rest?
It's presumptuous to assume that we're going to die.
He's been a lich for a considerable length of time. He's still mortal, but much longer lived than any of you.
Not after he touched my mother.
Yo, I can banish this fool at any time.
Save that for the lich.
He hasn't actually done anything, so...
Actually did us a favor.
I think we should go, probably.
Leave him unbanished, but also leave.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's where we're going to call it for this evening. We've got a big fight and a half ahead. So, ahead, you open the door. The room is filled with heat. You can hear an elemental raging in the center of the room, fire scorching the walls. The door on the far side, just a short dash away. And that's where we'll pick back up with next week's episode. And thank you very much for playing.
Oh, man.
Dawn is uncomfortable with a lot of this. Like, that didn't make like, why would he give him his true name? Like, that's just not what they do.
That is not what they do.
So,
and if
not,
you
but like, I don't think he'd know if it's like his true name or if he gave him a true name. Is that something he could decipher?
I feel like that's something you can decipher because true names have power. So I think there must be something that happens. I mean, when you speak it resonates with them. So it's an identifier, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that was this fiend's true name. It gave you kind of maybe what you wanted. An explanation of exactly what it was beyond any question.
That seems a bit much even for an incubus, though. Like,
I mean, you could stick around and ask questions.
He wants to.
That seems like the temptation.
He really wants to. Because why?
I mean,
so he's unsettled.
That is an option available to all of you. So I will give you the week to think things through. If you decide any questions you wish to ask before your characters move on, feel free. The more questions to ask, the more time that will have passed. And you can let me know about that as things happen. So, I've got some math to do for you, folk. And I think we had some recommendations and kudos that can be awarded as well.
Yeah.
So, if you guys would like to do that as we wrap things up, Winston, thanks for sticking in there and listening. And we'll be on for a few more minutes as we do our little awards things. And feel free to start tossing those nominations as I do a little bit of vampire math.
Well, what are we nominating? What area are we nominating for?
Experience up to this point, because you're going to be in a bum's rush to the end, kind of once you step through this door. As there's a lich just over there.
Can we nominate Don and Telaise for Invisible T-Rex?
Yeah, I feel like Invisible T-Rex.
That wasn't Dawn, that was X.
That was X and Telaise.
Yes.
X, okay.
X and Telaise, the Invisible T-Rex.
Valandra was only just tangentially involved in that.
Nominating. So Winston has thrown in a nominate Telaise for whatever. So Telaise gets a whatever nomination.
Thank you.
Very specific.
I'm gonna nominate everything's coming up moored from last session.
Oh, yeah.
So Winston, nominations are good. Nominations are basically an extra couple of XP to handle good role playing, neat skills, that sort of stuff. I think we have the award at 25 per level.
Yep.
So they are up in the
200.
200. So they are 200 XP a pop for the nominations. And that's because we found a long time ago that when people get really creative avoiding monsters, they don't get XP. And I like some of the ways you guys avoid monsters. In this case, however, it's good you didn't avoid the vampire. He's worth 10,000 of the XPs.
Oh my god.
So I do have to divide that a little bit, but...
Still.
I hear a ding.
I think you might.
Yep.
So...
For two of us, anyway.
Are you sure she can't get you to Terry?
She?
Incubus, succubus, it's all flip-floppy.
Gender is probably very fluid for them.
It is a...
needed basis.
Yeah. They are actually interchangeable. They occasionally pick a preference, but... and Pachenka, or Pencheska, as every Temptress is written in D&D at the moment, was written as female. So, because that didn't actually fit the rest of the story. Let's see here. Where'd you go, Vampire Spawn?
So nominations. I don't actually remember this one, but I have one written down for Waverly. Waverly was about to attack one of the berserkers because she thought he was an enemy.
Yes. Friendly fire.
I like that I get a nomination for being unable to tell tokens apart, but sure.
It was entertainingly presented. It was well recovered from, so we'll give you a Waverly friendly fire.
There was also one about shooting Mord, but I'm not sure what that was about either.
I think that was a callback to the shooting Mord from earlier. So
from in the White Plume, yeah.
Yes, near misses on Mord. So we'll give that one as a combined Waverly Friendly Fire Award. And Mr. Spawn.
And I believe I don't know why I have so many Waverly ones. There was also a callback to scaring the water in the pools back there. Waverly was intimidating the water again, I believe.
Yes, I'm very scary.
And sometimes you just got to go for the water. All right, so we will divide by 7 because we had one of you in and then one of you out, so we'll do a full party award on that one. So everyone, please gain 2,000 experience.
Ooh.
Ding.
Well done. And should you wish to relax for 8 hours in this wonderful relaxation area, you may, but that probably would not be good. But maybe that's why she's here. He's here. They're here. There's 5 of them.
The other ones just aren't nearly as interesting, though.
No, the other ones, they seem to be lesser. Lesser
I
Daemons.
want to nominate Zay for for like I can banish him at any time. Like I'll just fucking get rid of him.
Yes.
Great.
Meridia.
Thanks.
Meridia just like I don't know what's going on, but do you want me to get rid of this guy? Because I can do that.
Meridia just like, hey, is this guy bothering you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Suddenly she's crying. What happened? Do I need to get rid of him?
I want to nominate Telaise for force feeding Mord a potion.
Oh, well remembered. That.
And then Mord for the everything's coming up Mord comment when he had, I think, Telaise, Valandra, and Meridia healing him.
All of us walked over and touched him.
All the pretty ladies.
Can I nominate Mord for how excited and happy and pleased he was with himself for just smashing through the door he could have opened?
That was excellent. The adamantium battering ram.
Yes. I mean,
That was good.
He has a style, and just because it was a pull door, that was not going to stop him. So
I have Meridia for the kill, which I think was several different encounters in the pools. She got the final shot off.
I do believe she was the fishing.
It was more than once, I think, actually, but yeah.
Actually, I think for the Kraken too, didn't you?
I want to nominate Dawn for having just given up on logic with this group.
I want to nominate Dawn for the antics with the bubble last time.
Hamster ball.
I'll bubble myself, and I can't cast anything.
Because that's kind of the trouble with warlocks. They don't always run on intelligence.
I mean, there's
like,
a lot
it's just like, vampire, nope. Just like bubble. Like,
There's a lot of options.
Yeah, he's like 90% a ritual caster at the moment. So it's like...
Can I nominate the entire team for that teamwork, like lightning round lockpicking session that we just did?
That was amazing. I second that nomination.
Because we all participated in some way, and I think that everyone deserves something for that. Because I was like, oh god, can we make it? We're going to get zapped by light.
That was supposed to be one line, but yeah. And we'll give a posthumous nomination to Eos for bravery far beyond the Call of Duty.
Doing her job. Just doing her job.
She'll be back eventually.
Be back.
Do we have a running tally right now?
I do that at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because I am no longer sure that I have my XP where it should be.
That's okay. That's why we keep Thomas around. That and the RP and the fun and everything else, but also for the tracking, which I do appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we've got our XP awards. We've got our nominations. We've got some perhaps thinking to do over the week. And I will talk to you guys next Thursday for the ones that I don't talk to sooner. And we will pick up with entering the Fire Elemental room.
Why is it always gotta be fire?
You have a fire post out like everybody else.
You want something other than fire? I can make it something other than fire.
I don't think it'll be better.
There are other kinds of elementals.
It's not gonna be better, but
What do you want? Go ahead. I'll freebie you this one.
No, I'm just saying. Like, Dawn has a thing with fire. It's just like.
Fire's fine. We'll keep fire.
Okay, let's see. Fire. How about
it's too late.
An acid elemental?
I'd be good with that. Resistance.
There you go. So, Fire Elemental awaits. We'll go ahead and stop the stream. Thanks all stream folks for keeping an ear on us. We will catch you next week. Winston, hopefully I might even be able to see you on Saturday and play a little Goblins. We'll see how that goes. Bye-bye.
Goblins.